What other instruments do you know, and are they comparable of your mastery of the cowbell?
So I don't actually play cowbell. But let's see, what do I have in there? I can play like banjo, guitar pretty comfortably, piano somewhat. That was my first instrument. How much are instrument pickups? It depends on how bad you want them to sound. Good ones are around $300, and I just can't justify it because they're highly specific to the instrument. And I could theoretically get a separate microphone, but there's really nowhere for me to put it at my desk. And I was having problems with feedback where it was catching my singing, and then my singing microphone was catching my instrument. Yeah, 300 per instrument, right? So that's spendy. Yeah, I have guitar, banjo, ukulele, mandolin, piano, drums, but I'm bad at them. I have a dulcimer. That's pretty fun to play. I could do a song on that. I could do any number of songs. I could do any of these songs on there. Oh, I have a cello. But I'm still picking it up. But I could do some stuff on there. How do I have a room for a desk with all these instruments? You should see them. You should see them. Yeah, and I have an automaton and I have a stylophone. Anyway, that's the instruments I have. So if you guys want to hear any of those, I theoretically could drag them into the room and play them into the microphone. But it would be very hard to hear. I don't know how the sound would be, and notably, if I play it into the mic, then you can't hear me sing, and vice versa. Very bad at drums, like I said. I'm pretty straightforward about which instruments I play, and which instruments I just kind of like can do some stuff on. The drums are definitely the instrument in this house that I'm the weakest at. Listen, I know how to learn an instrument. I know it takes practice, but I don't know when I'm gonna have time to learn the drums, you know? I've been very busy lately. I haven't had a lot of like, oh, I wonder what I'll do right now. Maybe I'll watch a YouTube video and practice some drums. I haven't had a second for that lately, so yeah, and I mean, okay, so this is my own dumb pedantic thing, but I don't even really like to call it practice when I play instruments. I never practice instruments. I've never practiced once in my life. I just play. I just play. I've only ever just played, right? I just find a song I want to play and I play it. So I don't, I've never practiced in my life. And I actually think that practice for things like music, it's kind of bad. It's kind of the wrong thing to do. How did I learn the notes? You look them up as you need them. Honestly, it's the same way I learned how to do everything in engineering. I never like sat down and tried to learn something. I just had a thing I wanted to do, and so I figured it out as I did it, you know? The difference is complete, right? If you buy a practice book and you do the drills and the scales, right? You're gonna learn the scales, right? You're just gonna learn them just by playing, right? You're just gonna learn the scales as you play. And if you think about it, all of the other things you do in your life that you're good at, like games, right? Playing video games, you were never like, I'm going to practice learning how to play video games by tapping my keys in isolation. You never did that. That's a crazy thing to do. Programming and engineering stuff, you just kind of learn it by doing it. And the same thing is true with just playing instruments. Just play instruments. Get over the weird stigma of like, I have to take lessons and learn how to properly hold it. Like, no, you didn't do that with the keys on your keyboard when you decided to learn how to play games, right? You just started playing games and you figured stuff out as you got good, you know? You absolutely have done that. Okay, if you're a competitive gamer, you know, or if you're a professional musician, although a lot of professional musicians do it the same way I do it. The fact is, you are going to learn the stuff as you need to know it, and it will be fun as you get good, you know? Ellie's just saying get good. I'm not. I'm literally not. I'm just saying literally just play. Literally just have fun and the skills will follow. Like you will become skilled as you're having fun. But you only have so much like effort in your body, if that makes sense. I don't know how to explain this, but like if you're wasting effort on like, now I'm going to take out my guitar and learn the scales, it's like, you're gonna run out of motivation for that so fast. Everyone I know who ever learned like that doesn't play anymore. And they never got very good. Honestly, you're gonna get better just by playing. If you get to a point where you're playing a lot and you're like, okay, now I want to practice soloing, you know, when I'm in groups of people, that's when you have a use for scales. But until then, you don't need scales, right? Yeah, recreational activities should be fun. People overcomplicate music. They get so weird about it. They're like, how do I learn how to sing? How do I practice singing? It's just like sing a bunch, have fun with it. Learn what sounds good in your voice and keep doing that. If something sounds bad, you know, try and change that maybe, right? Exactly, exactly. If you won't do it, then you won't learn from it. So only do things that you'll actually learn from if you want to learn. Same with cooking, yeah. Yeah, no, I feel pretty strongly about this. is like people have so much emphasis on like I must pay for a class and learn how to do the thing, and it's like if you want to do it, you're just gonna do it. I don't know. This is also something that I say about programming a lot, and maybe it's kind of it's not it's the opposite of gatekeepy is the thing, but I feel like it'll read gatekeepy. There are all of these programming classes now, and it's just like if you wanted to learn to program, you would have learned by now. It's free. It's free. It's out there, right? Like if you have an interest in this, just start doing it. You know, you don't need a class. You don't need to pay for a course on this. There are so many resources, and if you want to do it, just start doing it. People think that it's so hard to unlearn bad form. It's not. When I started playing banjo, my 3-finger picking, like I would learn it from recordings, but I would do it with 2 fingers. And one day someone was like, you know, you're supposed to be doing that with 3 fingers. And I just switched to 3 fingers. It took me like a month to be better than I ever was with 2 fingers. Just learn it the wrong way first and fix it later. Seriously, seriously. Just pick it up. Just start doing what you want to do. Anyway, that's my takes on that. Don't practice. Don't take classes. Just go for it. Just start having fun. Just start doing what's fun. Approach
I
art,
agree
you know?
that is a good philosophy. However, some people benefit from a formal structure. It's more about finding out what works for you and exploring different ways to learn.
I mostly broadly agree, but I've literally never met anyone who like sat down to learn something by the book. Like, I'm going to practice scales from this piano book before I ever play a song on the piano, and then like stuck with it unless they were children when they did that and they were forced to. Like, I don't know anyone who as an adult picked up piano and actually got good at it and learned to love it just like going from a book. Not one person. So like, I don't know.